no idea how this has gone under the radar, but this is legit the biggest Old God Void hint so far that we have data mined on the 10.2 PTR. We have discovered an artifact that tier hat that has Old God, pre-Sargeras demonic language, as well as Titan inscriptions on it. Most interestingly, we get a mention of a void entity stuck in a weapon of some sort, and how others might exist just like it, which is literally Xal'atath being mentioned and a setup for what is about to happen, possibly the next expansion. However, that Naga prophecy we discovered back at the start is now making so much more sense. These void minions said he will come to the Dragon Shores, and we learned that the guy that had this artifact was working with a group that is not local that recently arrived to the Dragon Shores. These void minions also talked about Iridikron, him taking Galakrond's essence, which already happened, but most importantly, likely Xal'atath awakening the children of the first flesh and Azeroth herself, which is yet to happen. So what are these new items and these crazy Xal'atath hints? With a new patch out and another coming out soon, you can get a great edge, not just in World of Warcraft, but also in other games. With no ping, this video sponsor, a perfect solution for latency that you can try completely free for 7 days with my link in the description below. This will especially be useful for you guys that are living in areas with bad latency that, as you know, can impact your game big time. It is quite simple. Register, install it quickly, pick a server closest to you, click a button to optimize your performance, and it's great not just for PvP, but also for raiding, regular grinding. It is a lot more efficient. Best of all, that is not even all there is to no ping. You can increase your keyboard response time, unblock game servers with IP blocking, bypassing geographical restrictions, and you can even boost your FPS to get even better performance. I've used it myself for bad latency situations, and you can do the same by taking advantage of the 7-day completely free trial with my link in the description below. So in pre-order performance today, try out no ping. So we legit have the biggest Xal'atath hint and an obvious setup for her coming soon, and this isn't even a part of the main storyline. In fact, it is a tiny side quest that might just be and possibly is related to the next expansion. Now, I'm guessing by this point all of you have heard about Xal'atath, and we all have our speculations on who she could possibly be. She was in our blade back in Legion, she was freed back in BFA, and there were so many crazy whispers that she said and about her, and all the speculations which are up to this point still quite crazy. Now, with the recent updates to possible 5 old gods existing instead of 4, maybe even 6, the previous theory that she was a fallen old god made the most amount of sense. An old god rebelled the others and was defeated. Now, while none of that has been confirmed, our speculations started becoming more and more true all throughout Dragonflight. You definitely already know this, but hear me out. Let us cover this super quick because it actually ties in with the new 10.2 information that we had just discovered, and this new added context make this 10 times more interesting. So, as you may know, prior to 10.1, pretty much around the start of Dragonflight, we discovered this document that was written by the Naga that are obviously Old God or Void affiliated. It signaled the return of a shaman from the Whale of the Void. It is obviously written by the Naga, as they say, our queen shall return to reign over the sea, sky, and earth. We must make ready. However, this is but a tiny portion of this. The real big deal is about the next expansion and what is to come, and big things that are actually happening behind the scenes that we still can't see. So, let's first talk about 2 things that this document mentioned that we actually saw happening, because I'm pretty sure all of them are about to happen any moment now. So first of all, it said that the Harbinger speaks of a primal power that seeks the end of order and that it can be bent to serve our ends. Keep in mind, our is most likely Void affiliated, and this one is so obviously about Iridikron. He is a primal power that seeks the end of Titan order. Then we have a hunger lost to the ages will be reclaimed. Once again, super obvious. This is the hunger of Galakrond that was captured in 10.1.5 by Iridikron. However, other things haven't happened yet and that we will discuss, but let us first talk about this new document that we have and how this is related, because they're all tied together. So what is going on in 10.2 is this Draconid innkeeper Tetris betrays us and is obviously stealing some type of a very important, very ancient artifact. When we defeated him, he says others pull the strings, you and I are but puppets, obviously signaling something that we don't know, that we will soon learn about. Later we learn that he has been working for the Incarnates, most certainly either Iridikron or Farak, which obviously isn't hard to guess. However, this artifact that we discovered continues on this. So we find this cache of cosmic curiosities, and it says on it we can find languages associated with Order, Fel, Void, all engraved on a surface, and that it is magically sealed. What is even more interesting is from the quest text, we learned that Tyr was the one that was entrusted with securing this item, so obviously he knew something that we don't, that we will soon learn. What is really interesting is that we find this mix of 3 cosmic languages on this one single artifact, something unlike we had ever seen before, and we need to take it to Baldraken so that we can actually start understanding what is even going on. First of all, there is a Titan text that cannot actually be understood even by those that speak it, as it seems to be some sort of a cipher that is impossible to translate, which I personally think this means that the Titans are hiding something. Next down the line we have the Fel text, which is possibly the most interesting one. This text is of demonic origin, but not demonic as in the Burning Legion. It actually predates Sargeras. It is pure demon stuff that is incredibly ancient. While we don't get much other than this, you might remember the other hints we had about the new Burning Legion forming that happened recently. Of course, all of that is really loose, but here we are deciphering original demonic fighting a month later. Remember, Sargeras only organized the demons, we defeated that organization. The demons were never actually defeated, they still exist. The Twisted Nether is full of demons and always has been. Demons used to be a threat before Sargeras created the Legion back when he was a Titan, but they were unorganized. However, living under an army for thousands of years must have formed the right hierarchies, but let's be real, it's only a matter of time before some local warlord is able to become the new Sargeras, and in this writing they specifically state that it predates Sargeras, and I believe this is a pretty big hint. I think they want us to see demons as a cosmological force that is not related to the Legion. However, the old god text is obviously the most interesting thing, and here we got a whole can of worms. We don't actually figure out what it specifically says, but the comment from the translator is obviously a huge hint. There hasn't been much whispering about the old gods since N'Zoth was defeated. I do remember hearing a rather odd rumor about a void creature trapped in a weapon of some sort. I shudder to think if there are other such artifacts. Now, if this isn't a hint, I don't know what is. I mean, remember, back in BFA we got this tiny hint of a rumor of the Dragon Isles, and here we are an expansion later. First of all, we got that part of the prophecy. We saw Xal'atath in that portal in 10.1.5. Now, she's once again mentioned in the rumor, but that is of course not all there is to it. This cache though, could it contain void energies? Such ancient chaotic forces wouldn't mix well with demonic, Fel or Titan order, and so the old god text troubles me the most. Further research is needed, that is certain. This once again reinforces the cosmological theme, and I think big things are happening here behind the scenes. There is going to be something with the Titans, Xal'atath, Void, possibly even the Legion, and this probably isn't going to just be a bland expected Void Lord invasion of Azeroth. Why would these 3 languages, seemingly unrelated, be on this artifact is a pretty good question. But things get even more interesting, so bear with me. So remember that Dragon Keeper I mentioned, the guy that we defeated that had this cache? We learned that he was contacted by a group after the Dragon Isles awoke, and that this group that arrived on the Dragon Isles isn't even local to the Isles. We also learned that there are other caches like this that we will soon possibly discover. Now, let's just look real quick back at that document that I mentioned at the start. The document says that the Harbinger, which by all speculation is Xal'atath, is gathering the children of the first flesh to reclaim what was lost. This could be connected to that interesting cinematic screenshot leak that could be related to something, as we got this Iridikron looking figure, this Drogbar looking figure that could be these children of the first flesh. However, that is a topic for another video. You can check out that potential leak on my channel, but this document continues on. While the children of the first flesh toil in the deep places, we will journey to the shores of the Dragonlands to the Blessed Isle where the Worldbreaker first embraced the Whispers. So the tone of this, the Blessed Isle, and blessed in the sense that he was crafted by N'Zoth here, signals that these are obviously Void, old god affiliated Naga that see this as a good thing that happened in the past. But what is interesting is that they say they are journeying to the shores of the Dragonlands. Now, we discovered this cache. The traitor guy communicated with a group that is not local that came to this place, that started searching for old god, demonic, and Titan inscriptions. I don't know, but that doesn't even sound like a speculation anymore. It is obviously connected, and this is the group that is most likely working for Xal'atath. Xal'atath. However, that now brings us to the documents, to things that haven't happened yet, that I'm pretty sure is a huge foreshadowing for the next WoW expansion. So it's said that a dark heart left broken awaits the taking, and that when these things come to pass, the Harbinger will fulfill the final prophecy and complete the awakening. I think the most obvious speculation here is that this is related to the awakening of Azeroth. You all know that Azeroth is this nascent world soul that is supposed to awaken at some point, probably soon. Some say it is Titan. We know that she is something, but the Titan theory isn't even 100% anymore, probably elemental. Iridikron said in the cinematic that he plans to bait the Titans to come to the planet of Azeroth. Now, huge spoilers here for the actual ending of the dragon fight, but we learned that the dragon aspects become aspects, but not the Titan aspects as before, but potentially the aspects of life together with Viranaut, which means that the dragons are no longer Titan affiliated potentially. It is likely that the next step is us seeing these children of the first flesh, and that they are the key to Xal'atath corrupting Azeroth and awakening it. They possibly know how to do it. The Dark Heart left broken does most likely sound like the world soul of Azeroth. We know in the ages past the Void did their best to corrupt it, but they were actually interrupted by the Titan. This document could be referring to her being left broken because she was never fully corrupted by the Void energies. The process was never completed. All in all, it is hard to say, but so far like half of these speculations actually happened, and the other half are most certainly going to happen. This foreshadowing that came in 10.0.7, with the fact that they obviously decided to reference Xal'atath and combined it with us seeing her in the portal, I don't really think it is a speculation anymore. Xal'atath is going to return, and it is only a matter of time before we learn what she really is. By the fact that she is mentioned as a void being, the theory that she's an old god might not even be true. She could be something else, maybe a void lord. Remember back in the interview, Blizzard hinted that the old gods might have rebelled against their void lord masters. They're working on something else. What if Xal'atath was sent to get them back in line, but she was defeated by them, trapped in this weapon? But seeing that she's a void lord, she has all this knowledge and power to bring on this entire master plan that is happening right now. I know, could be a crazy speculation, just completely unhinged, but I'm guessing we will soon learn who Xal'atath really is, and it might turn out to be something completely unexpected. Thank you for watching. Check out us going deep into Azeroth and next expansion by clicking on the screen, and check out my video on Slavic pirates and Vikings by clicking on the screen as well. See you next time.